developer friendly. So there is a preferable for Juniper device over the SD-WAN side. And here in the picture we can see like the administrative distance for routing. There is such a difference. You can see like in here in Cisco device we can call up that particular AD value, but in the Juniper device we can set as a route preference. And for the connected, directly connected, it's for AD value is 0, and in Juniper it's the same as a 0. In Cisco devices, that is a static route, or a static for the static route, its AD value is 1. In other side, in Juniper there is 5, and also here you can see for EIGRP it's 590 and 170, and in the Juniper side it's EIGRP it's not available because EIGRP is a Cisco proprietary protocol. So EIGRP is not working over the Juniper side. There is a OSPF, its AD value is 110, and here route preference for the OSPF as internal as 10 and external as a 150. For ISIS 115, here is 15, 18, 161. For the REAP protocol, Cisco has AD value is 120. In other side, Juniper has a 100. Also for BGP, as we are working day to day on BGP side, so internal iBGP AD value on the Cisco is 200 and eBGP value is 20. And on other side, Juniper has a 170. That is the route preference of the difference between both. Let's go for further, and we have some command difference over the Cisco and Juniper side. So let's go with that. Let's check on that part. So here the such command, every day we are working on the Cisco, like so run command, everything running configuration we can found via the Cisco command. In the other side, Juniper has a so configuration command for the same particular output that is working. So running, so version has the same so version. So IP interface brief, we can find the interfaces, all the details like of level 1, level 2, layer 1, layer 2 details for the interface. And in other side, it's a so interface stars command, which is display the status of interfaces. And there are many commands we are using day to day life, like so IP root. On the same other side, there is only so root, so IP BGP summary. That another side there is only so BGP summary. Also here more command like so IP root OSPF. Another side only so OSPF root. So version, we can find the particular device uptime, or what is the reload reason, or anything like configuration, version, name, source, configuration file, boot images. In Juniper side, we have a so version. Some device have a so version command is working, or some for the so system uptime. Also, there is a so chases hardware for a particular serial number. So process CPU, we can find it via the CPU process utilization. Another side there is so system process. Also one of the command we are given to the alternate like so tag support. In the other side, Juniper side, we are directly type like request support information. So logging and so log messages. So this is the command like terminal monitor or monitor start messages, ping command, ping destination or ping destination rapid over the Juniper side. So these are the commands, a less command, but it's a very, we can good information here about the Cisco and Juniper command differences. So that is the one point. Let's go with another point. let's talk about the VLAN differences between the Juniper and Cisco switches. So VLAN is a logical LAN segment which have unique broadcast domain, and it's basically divides one physical switch to the multiple logical switches, and you can configure hundreds of VLAN in one X series switch. So no matter it's a X4 4200, 3200, or 2200. So let's talk about the difference between the Juniper and Cisco switches. Here, one of the X3200 Juniper switches in this picture. There is a sales villain and finance villain created. So in the Juniper side, there are two port modes, and that is access mode and trunk mode for the VLAN side. And interface is in access mode, connects to a network devices such as laptop or an IP phone. And the interface in trunk mode, which is connect to the switches in the network. So let's talk about the differences. In the Cisco switches, a default port mode is a dynamic desirable auto, and but in the Juniper side, it's a default port mode is a in access mode. In Cisco switches, the default VLAN is untagged, and that is the native VLAN or VLAN 1. But in Juniper side, there is no default native VLAN. We have to configure it via manually. Uh, the Cisco switches as a trunk port accept all the VLANs ranging from the 1 to 4095 by default. But in Juniper, there is no support of any VLANs. We have to configure or make it support manually. So also in Juniper switches, VLAN name default is present by default, and all the interfaces are under this default VLAN, which is already named as a VLAN. So in the Cisco switches, Juniper switches doesn't support VTP and DTP protocol. There is a VTP, VLAN trunking protocol, and dynamic trunking protocol are supported over the Cisco switches, but is Juniper switches only there is one protocol. It's called a GARP. That is a generic attribute registration protocol, and that protocol how it's work like it's in one local area network. There is a procedure called as AND station, and AND stations are the which is as a switches we can called as a AND stations are the switches, and there can be a registered and deregistered attributes which is defined by the MAC addresses over that particular switches. And every AND station and switches does has a record or a list of all the other AND stations and switches. So that can be reached at the any given time. Also, in the depth of particular protocol, uh, according to the specific rules or set of rules, participants at any given time, along with their attribute or a subset of the network topology called as a reachability tree, and data frames are propagated only to the registered AND stations, and this prevents attempts to the send data to AND stations that are not reachable. So if there is a one switch is not reachable while other switches or main switches, so that by default it's called a deregistered switch, and the frames are not transferred to that particular switches. So that is the GARP protocol, which is supporting via the Juniper devices or Juniper switches. So already we told about like Juniper has 2 port access and trunk mode, and Cisco switches have 5 port modes, that is dynamic auto, dynamic desirable, access, trunk, and no negotiate mode. Uh, Juniper switches support 802.1q protocol for trunk ports, and Cisco also support both 802.1q and ISL, which is inter switch link protocol. So that is the difference of the VLAN supporting over the Cisco and Juniper side. So let's talk about some operating system which is by default working over the Juniper network side. It's called the Junos, and it's a high performance network devices creates a responsive and trusted environment for accelerating the deployment of services and application over a single network. That is the Juniper OS. Let's talk about some user interface and CLI of that particular Junos side. So that is the Junos PDF I have, and let's see some products, which is routing, switching, and security. Here is the routing products. We are not physically shown in the day-to-day life, but we can see via picture. If you have to say, you have to go to the data center side. There is ACX LN series. This is a switching product, looks like. Also security product SRX series, which we already seen. So let's talk about some Junos user interface and CLI basic information. So in the PDF, we can see that non-root users are placed in the CLI automatically. Also, you can see the difference between the particular mode. If you find the CLI percentage CLI, that is the sal prompt, and if you find the greater than sign, that is the CLI prompt. So this is the different mode. We have two mode in the Juniper side, that is operational mode and configuration mode. This character greater than character is shown as operational mode. You are on the operational mode, and the hashtag shown as the configuration mode. If you are in the operational mode, directly types configure, then you can reach out to that particular configuration mode. And once you exit, press exit or type exit, then you are going to that operational mode. That is like some command source space, which is our same in that particular Cisco device, nothing else here. Also, you can type configure, then question mark, that is the same over the Cisco side as well. Or there is a hierarchy, like statement hierarchy. You can see here like particular command edit protocols OSPF area 51 stub. You see in the hierarchy edit, then you can type question mark, then there is a different commands you can type, or you can see here like this is the particular hierarchy of that particular command edit, this edit protocol command. If you have to moving on up level, means up one level, like if you are typing all this command edit protocol OSPF area, and like last one is the stub, and if you have to go back to the particular area ID, then you can directly type the op command, and then you are the back to the area ID particular that hierarchy area ID. If you type top command, then you are directly go to the edit side. So there is the two commands over the Juniper side. Also, you can type different command from different hierarchy, like using via this top command. In the Cisco, we are doing directly like a do command, and then we can ping the particular destination IP on any mode. And it's the same in the Juniper side. We have to press the or type the run command from the any mode, and we can directly get the output of that particular uh, ping command or destination site, it's reachable or not via the run command. So, and how to save that particular configuration? There is a commit and quit command. In the other side, Cisco side, we have directly write and WR and exit command. It's the same like commit and quit command. Also here you can see the commit, configure and rollback. In other side there is a rollback and restore command which is very useful on the Juniper side. You can directly execute this command rollback and it's particular given the list of the configuration which is saved earlier or before via date wise. That is like here you can see the particular different date wise configuration saved here, and you can directly use that configuration on the running mode via this rollback command. And here you can see the particular execution of the particular rescue configuration here, and that is the command rollback rescue. This is the different commands, and that is the particular interface and CLI information of that Juniper side. So this is the basic information of the user interface and CLI. I got it some two commands like clear and refresh, which is helpful for the troubleshooting commands. In the particular logs, you can see like show interfaces, particular interfaces, and there is a bytes are seen, input bytes, output bytes, and we can directly clear this via the clear command. It's called like a clear counter command we are using over the Cisco side. It's the same in the Juniper, like clear, only clear command, and here is the output you can see, that is the 00. Also we are using command, this particular command, and then after we can include the particular single information, then we got another output. At the same match command is working over the Juniper side, and the refresh command is using for they giving a displaying the result on your screen every 2 seconds until that end of time, or you can directly press the Control C and that has been cancelled. So that is the refresh command. And for the log messages, there is one more command, like you can directly differentiate or you can directly get it a particular lines, how much line you have to got from particular whole logs, that is the show log, and that last 10 you get the last 10 output of that particular whole log messages. So that is the output or of that particular command. So this is how the Juniper side command and CLI information. Let's talk about some basic routing configuration on the Cisco side, which is 1841 series router, and in other side how that is the difference between the Juniper and Cisco side. We can see over the VMX router. So let's see via some information which is a scenario based information. So okay, so that is, let's see 1 second. Okay, so this is the scenario. Here there is a two router which is connected via the two switches, and then there is a system are connected. Here the one zero network is the Department of IT, and 168.2.0 Department of HR, and that is routed via the network 12.0.0.0 network. So let's see some basic configuration over the Cisco and Juniper one by one. So in the Cisco 1841 series router, as we have all known about the configuration, the basic configuration like enable configuration mode, then you have to first of all you have to give the host name. Then after you have to give IP for the interface pass 00, that is 198 IP here given, and the subnet mask as a type 3 subnet mask given. No shutdown its command for using the changing the interface upside. Then after for POW01 as it's given as the 12.1 network interface IP. Then it's a class A network. There is a 255.0.0.0. So we have configured the two interface, and that is up. Also, you can see the configuration via the show IP interface brief, and that is here. You can see that is both are up. Then after we have to check the routing table, which is the show IP route, which is 12.0 directly connected, and that this particular 1.0 is directly connected via the 01 and 00 interfaces. Let's time to set the static routing, which is using via the IP route, then 192.168.20 2.0 network, which is other side here, Department of HR network. So we can set that static route to that particular network via the next hop 12.0.0.2. This is the next hop entry. And after the configuration, we can see the route via the show IP route, and here you can see the 12 network is directly connected, 192.168.1.0 is directly connected, and another side Department of HR 2.0, which is connected via the next hop 12.0.0.2. So that's all about the Cisco 1841 router. Let's the same scenario on the Juniper VMX series router. We can see here like there is a 2 VMX router which is directly connected via the two switches, and different stations are connected. The IP and networks are both are same. We already seen like 12 network 192.168.1.0 and other side 2.0. So let's talk about the configuration of that particular VMX series router. So both we have to set the host name and password on the Juniper side as well. So this is the login, like once you are in the operational mode, then you can directly type configure, and then you are entering to the configuration mode. Then there is a command edit system, the system configuration, that is the set host name here as a VMX1. So after that you find it like VMX1 as a host name. Then you have to set the password, which via command that is root authentication plain text password, and you can directly type new password. And for the same, how to check the and compare the configuration before committing. So via the command show hyphen compare, you can find the difference between the older configuration and currently what is the configuration. Here you can see the minus sign, that is the older configuration, which is VMX1, and the new configuration, which is VMX-1. Also there is a password encryption, you can see via that command. Then after you can save as a commit, and that is commit complete. And how to set the interface IP address in the Juniper device via the set command, particular interface, and there is a unique zero family. And on the other side, Cisco has IP address. We have to type here inet address, and that is the 12001 and 192, which is directly connected. You also seen the configuration via the same command show hyphen compare. See here family init. This is command executed, so that we have given the particular IP address to the both interface on the VMX router. And then now we have to configure the static routing on the Juniper VMX router side. So there is command edit routing options, which is directly take it up to the routing side, and then we can set the static route on the same other side department of HR network, that is 2.0/24, and the next hop that is 12.0.0.2. We can directly see in the static command executable. Then we can save and exit via the commit complete command. And we are having a run so route command that you can see in over the Juniper side, like what is the directly connected network, what is the network or static route are connected via the so route command. So this is the here you can see all the interface network are connected directly or via particular next hop site. So that is the command and configuration how looks like over the Juniper side. So this is the difference between the Juniper and Cisco configuration for basic static routing over the VMX router and 1841 router. So this is how the basic difference of the Cisco and Juniper side. So this is the little information which I give you right now, but there is a huge difference between both the Juniper and Cisco side. So that's all about my session. So that's it from my end, guys. Let's know if any question you have.
Nothing, Raja, nothing from my end. I think rollback you told about, you talk about rollbacks.
Right, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's one important thing in this.
Yeah, so we can directly, we have such different configuration file, and we can directly roll back to that particular file via that rollback command. On that particular example, I see show you like there is some rescue side. We can save one configuration as a rescue, and then every time if anything wrong, then we can directly roll back as a particular that rescue file. That is the rollback command useful for that. Got it, right?
Yeah. Thanks, sir.
Okay. Anyone have a question? Silent means no question, right? So we can wind up this call.
Okay, enjoyment. Take care. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.